During the plane crash, Yi Xiu and I were on the same flight. In the tense atmosphere, everyone was writing their wills. I held Yi Xiu's hand tightly, but I saw him send his will to my best friend, Shenruo. Yi Xiu pursed his lips and explained after a long while. Don't misunderstand. She is the most trusted person for both of us, isn't she? Fortunately, it was a false alarm. My legs were weak as I got off the plane, and I called Shenruo as soon as possible. Let's go to the notary office. I'll be the witness. Shenruo on the other end of the phone shouted. You Nan. What nonsense are you talking about? I just saw the news about the plane malfunction. Are you okay? I'm telling you I'm on my way to the airport. Wait for me. She hung up the phone quickly. Yi Xiu walked beside me and said helplessly, your parents and my parents are all old. I don't want to make them nervous, so I sent it to Shenruo. You. Okay. Okay. I was wrong. Okay. Yi Xiu took my hand and kissed me on the face. Don't be angry. Shenruo will definitely scold me when she sees me later. Can you bear to see your dear husband being lectured by her? My heart felt heavy, and I left straight away. Yi Xiu chasing after me saying nice things. When we got to the entrance, I saw Shenruo getting out of the car. The anxiety in her eyes didn't seem fake, but I could see clearly that the first person she looked at was Yi Xiu. Then she rushed to me and gave me a big hug, and then punched Yi Xiu on the shoulder. You brat. What will did you send? You scared me to death. Yi Xiu smiled. Isn't everything fine? Besides, if something happened, I believe you could handle it well for us. And that's why. Nan is jealous of me, he joked with a smile. Shenruo rolled her eyes at him and pulled me into the car. I found that they spoke and joked together very naturally, without any attempt to avoid suspicion. When I got home, I made an excuse that I was too tired and went back to the bedroom to rest. Lying in bed, I couldn't fall asleep. I've known Yi Xiu for 8 years, and we just came back from our honeymoon. I pride myself on knowing him well, but during the plane malfunction, when life and death were at stake, I only thought about being with him forever. But Yi Xiu trembled and typed a few lines of words and sent them to Shenruo. He said it was a will, but under the fear of death, my senses were infinitely amplified, and I clearly saw the lines he sent to Shenruo. All the property to her, and a sentence, though our vows remain. Letters are hard to deliver. I clenched my palm tightly, and then I heard a voice from outside. Nan. I'll see Shenruo downstairs. I'll be right back. I got up silently, came to the living room, and found that he didn't take his phone. In an instant, impulse took over. I walked over and entered the password to unlock the phone, looking through many apps, but found nothing. Am I overthinking it? I thought about it again and again, trembling. I clicked on settings, switched accounts, and sure enough, I entered his alternate account. Maybe because it was used frequently, I didn't even need to enter the password. Here, I saw his chat history with Shenruo, the earliest time traced back to 8 years ago. At that time, Yi Xiu and I had just met. So Shenruo had known Yi Xiu before that. You are so lucky. You actually know the great beauty of our department. Nan is very aloof. Ordinary people can't get into her eyes. Let's ask Nan to go to the badminton court today. She likes playing badminton. Don't say I didn't help you. Perform well when the time comes. How about it? Am I good to you? Nan is my best friend. If you dare to betray her, I'll be the first to not let you off. Later, their chat went from helping him pursue me, to playing badminton and dating, and even sex. From initial reluctance, to guilt, and then to exciting passion. In just 20 minutes, I quickly finished browsing, photographed the information I needed, exited, and locked the screen. Then I opened my phone. In front of the parking space downstairs, the two were hugging, briefly holding hands and caressing. Looking like a couple reluctant to part. I took a deep breath, and a part of my heart completely collapsed. I couldn't sleep all night. When Yi Xiu came back, he hugged me from behind, and I felt a wave of nausea at the sound of his breathing in my ear. I pushed him away and went to the guest room. I went out early the next morning. I was afraid I would throw up if I continued to stay under the same roof with him. When Yi Xiu called me, I was at the law firm. Glanced at the divorce agreement, and then answered. Where did you go so early in the morning? The honeymoon is over. I came over to sort out my work. I admired myself for being able to lie calmly at this point. And Yi Xiu was relieved. Okay. I have things to do today too. So I won't be back for lunch. I bought you a gift. Remember to sign for it. After hanging up the phone, the lawyer opposite me looked at me. Are you okay? Perhaps seeing that my face was really pale, he pushed over a glass of hot water. I smiled and thanked him, then added a sentence. All of this belongs to me. He is at fault. I want 90. He has been having an affair for a long time. These are just material possessions. He won't disagree. Just do as I say. Yi Xiu. I will never rest until I die with him, perhaps sensing that I was in a bad mood. The gift Yi Xiu sent me was actually a bag, worth 20,000. Immediately after, Shinruo's phone call came. I really envy someone. Yesterday you just wrote me a suicide note, and today you couldn't wait to spend more than 20,000 to buy you a bag. I say you shouldn't be too pretentious. Forgive him. Listening to Shinruo trying to make excuses for him on the phone, and even blaming me a little in her words for being too pretentious, I couldn't help but find it a little funny. It seemed like I was the one being petty, probably because she kept talking and found that I had no reaction. Shinruo also noticed something. What's wrong? Why aren't you talking? I don't really want to talk. I'm probably jet-lagged and a little tired. Then you get some rest. Well, make an appointment later. After hanging up the phone, I quickly struck out and searched all of Shinruo's social media accounts. She and I have been friends for many years, but we only became true besties in the last 5 years or so. And Yi Xiu made us even closer. I've looked at all her social media, but without exception, I haven't found any problems. After thinking about it, I found an avatar in her following list. A chubby Hanfu cartoon girl, which is the type she likes. Only after clicking in did I realize that this was her alt account, filled with dense records of her and Yi Xiu's moments together. Although the guy's face wasn't shown, I've known Yi Xiu for 8 years, and I could tell at a glance that whether it was the blurry back view or the fleeting side profile, it was Yi Xiu. They actually had a little home outside behind my back. I watched all her videos, and in the introduction, she wrote that she was a Miss Fox who had known Mr. Rabbit for 8 years and 3 months. July 13th, 2017. I saw Mr. Rabbit for the first time. Love at first sight. I took the initiative to add him on WeChat, only to find out that he was in the same university as me, and shamelessly followed him into the same club. October 1st, 2017. My roommate and crush became friends too. She's really scheming. She uses a squeaky voice as soon as she meets him. Do men really fall for that? She beat me to it. Pain. December 25th, 2017. Things took a turn for the better. He said he was conflicted, but he still felt like he had more in common with me. Thousands of videos over 8 years. I watched every single one of them. My heart was broken. Yi Xiu started flirting with her in the 3rd month after he and I confirmed our relationship. After a long while, a surge of anger welled up in my heart. Yi Xiu, how could you do this to our 8 years? In an instant. I wanted him to suffer eternal damnation. It just so happened that the day after tomorrow was my mother-in-law's birthday. And she's been so good to me these past few years that Yi Xiu and I have known each other. But this time, I was bound to disappoint her. I put the jade bracelet my mother-in-law gave me in a box and bought a 20,000 yuan wallet, packing them together nicely. The day after tomorrow, I reminded Yi Xiu early in the morning. Today is Mom's birthday. Come back early. He readily agreed and turned to leave. I took a day off, packed my luggage, bought a big sledgehammer, and slammed it against the wall. 3 hours later, the house was in ruins. I dragged my luggage and left with the gifts, heading straight to my mother-in-law's house. When I arrived, Shenrua was already there. When she saw me, she took my arm very familiarly. Nan Nan, you're finally here. We've been waiting for you for a long time. I watched her press me into a seat and pour me water, as if she were the hostess. My mother-in-law sat there looking at her with a smile, not seeing anything inappropriate about it. My heart sank again. It turned out they all knew, and only I didn't. Where's Yi Xiu? It was already 6 o'clock, and he should have arrived. I took out my phone to send him a WeChat message, but Shenrua said from the side. Yi Xiu said he has a meeting tonight. He'll probably be half an hour late. I forced a smile. He's certainly honest with you. I didn't even know. Shenru was taken aback, then chuckled. How would I know? I overheard Auntie calling him. I just arrived too. Yi Xiu said more people would make it livelier. My mother-in-law chimed in. Yes. Yi Xiu is swamped with work. He had a month-long honeymoon, and he has so many tasks piled up. He'll be incredibly busy during this time. Nan Nan, you need to understand. Before I could speak, Shenru put her arm around my shoulder and said to my mother-in-law with a smile, our Nan Nan is the most understanding. She definitely understands, right? I smiled without saying a word. Sure enough. Yi Xiu returned half an hour later. He came straight to my side as soon as he entered and peeled an orange for me. Everyone sat together, and my aunt brought the dishes to the table. I also took out the gifts. Mom, happy birthday. This is your birthday present from me. My mother-in-law took the box. After opening it, she found a wallet inside. Shenru exclaimed from the side. It's a classic. You Nan, you really know how to choose. It must have cost a lot. 20,000. My mother-in-law immediately put the box aside. So expensive. No, Nan Nan. It's not easy for you and Yi Xiu to earn money. Don't spend so much. I didn't care. Mom, if I don't spend this money, I'll spend it on other women. So, I might as well spend it on you. My mother-in-law was taken aback. You child, don't talk nonsense. I smiled. Take another look. There's more underneath. When my mother-in-law took out the small box below, her expression changed dramatically after opening it. Nan Nan, what do you mean by this? Yi Xiu also grabbed my wrist. You Nan, what are you doing? No one returns a gift after giving it. Shenru also patted me. Nan Nan, don't be silly. You can't give a gift like this. I looked at their faces, seeing shock, fear, and panic. Yi Xiu took the bracelet, about to put it on my wrist. I pulled my hand back and stood up directly. Yes, I'm returning it, and I want a divorce. Everyone was shocked. My parents-in-law exchanged a look. Nan Nan, what exactly happened? Yi Xiu angrily said. Wasn't it just that I sent Shenru a will when the plane malfunctioned? I've already explained the reason to you. Why are you still harping on this matter, even wanting a divorce? Shenru also comforted me from the side. You Nan, we've already explained this matter. If you get angry because of this and want a divorce, wouldn't I become a sinner? I really shouldn't have come today. No, you should have come today. I know everything about you and Yi Xiu. Building 3, 602. Bin High Century Garden. Is your love nest, right? I looked directly at the two of them when I said this address. A trace of panic flashed in Yi Xiu's eyes. You two got together in the 3rd month after I met you. Yi Xiu, you've been lying to me for 8 years. Shinru, you've been my best friend for 8 years. Have you two been treating me like an idiot? Is it fun? Hearing this, their faces changed drastically, and they couldn't say a word. The mother-in-law immediately stood up and said, Yi Xiu, is what Nan Nan said true? Tell me, is it true or not? Yi Xiu lowered his head, and I took a deep breath. I've already gathered the evidence. This is the divorce agreement. They'll give you 3 days to think about it. After saying that, I nodded to the mother-in-law. I'm sorry. Today was supposed to be your birthday. I didn't want this either. But not only was he late, he even brought this woman over. I can't forgive him. I'll take my leave. I turned and left, and Yi Xiu chased after me. You Nan, listen to me. This was an accident. We were just chatting. We didn't do anything. I suddenly felt disgusted by the man I had loved for 8 years. It's not just sleeping together naked that counts as cheating. Emotional cheating is cheating too. The moment you didn't reject her advances and went to dinner with her, both of you were already out of my life. I turned around without hesitation, got in the car, and drove off. Even after driving a long way, I could still see him chasing after me, but I had absolutely no interest in him anymore. Back at my small apartment, I quickly received a call from him. Yi Xiu's voice was filled with anger. You Nan, you're really ruthless. Was it necessary to go this far? You've destroyed our home. You destroyed it first, didn't you? You destroyed the home in my heart. So I'm destroying your house too. It's fair. Besides, I paid for the renovations. I'm just restoring it to its original state. It's fair. If you're not happy, you can call the police. I hung up the phone. And I really wanted to blacklist him if it weren't for the fact that the divorce agreement hadn't been signed yet. And at this moment, he completely broke down. Shinrua hasn't apologized to me, which I expected. I know she's lost face and doesn't dare to because she knows my temper very well. I've always been a woman of few words, but once I make a decision, nothing can change my mind. I swiped on her alternate account, and she had posted a video. So wronged. Ruining someone's birthday over such trivial matters. There were even a couple of 100 people who liked it and spoke up for her. I was speechless. How could a mistress speak so brazenly? I couldn't help but shake my head. And then I saw that she had updated her love diary. Today. He was very sad and angry, double-crossed by someone he trusted the most. And at his mother's birthday dinner. What kind of person could do such a thing? Showing no consideration for the elderly. It's so awful. She didn't say it explicitly, but when someone asked her in the comments section, she replied, it's just certain people being unreasonable and insisting on ruining someone's birthday party. So disgusting. A large group of people in the comments section were speaking up for her, and some were even teaching her how to deal with such people. She sent a tongue-sticking ging out emoji. I personally don't want to argue with these people. It's better to let go than to internally drain yourself. Everyone praised her for being cultured, and I laughed out of anger. How could someone with culture do such a thing? I didn't respond either, waiting quietly. But after 3 days, Yi Xiu started playing hide and seek. He wouldn't meet or respond to me. With no other choice, I had to go to his company. When he saw me downstairs, he visibly looked haggard, with a hint of panic on his face. Why are you here? You haven't signed the papers or answered the phone. So I came to ask why. Yi Xiu shook his head. Nan, I don't want a divorce. I was just confused for a moment. I didn't betray our family. Anne, don't say any more. Do you even believe what you're saying? If you don't sign, they'll have no choice but to make your affair public. Yi Xiu didn't answer. Instead, he took my hand. I know I messed up badly, but you can't just give me a death sentence right away. Killing is only a matter of a quick execution. You ruined the house, and I can't do anything about it. I admit I was wrong, but I didn't sleep with her. We just chatted as friends. He still wouldn't admit he was wrong. Yi Xiu, do I have to release the video of you two in bed before you admit you cheated? When did you become so disgusting? Daring to do it but not daring to admit it. If you don't sign, it'll help you go public. Yi Xiu was stunned. You Nan. When did you become like this? I found it funny. You're the one who cheated. You're the one who did something wrong. And you're asking me why I've become like this. Yi Xiu, where's your face? In short, I'm only giving you one last day. If you still don't listen, then don't blame me for being impolite. After speaking, I slapped the new divorce agreement onto his chest. Either sign, or go public. You try me. I turned and left without hesitation. Coincidentally, the company had an opportunity for someone to gain experience at an overseas branch. And I proactively applied. The leader smiled when they saw me like this. Xiao Yu, you're getting married and leaving so soon. Does your husband agree? I can give up anything. Only my career is my own. All right. It's good that you're so motivated. As long as your family doesn't come causing trouble, I'm getting a divorce. My boss is a strong woman. She was a little surprised when she heard me say that, and then nodded. Okay. They'll process it as soon as possible. The company approved my application quickly, finalizing it in half a day. And I started packing. The small apartment was left to me by my parents. I also told them directly that I was getting a divorce, and my parents were furious. When they learned that Yi Xiu had cheated with Shenruo, my mother was so angry that she wanted to rush over and kill them. But I stopped her. The top priority is the divorce. Mom and Dad, they'll be going abroad soon, probably for 2 years. I'm entrusting everything here to you. My mother quickly came to her senses and calmed down. Nan is right. We can't let that scumbag and bitch ruin Nan's future. A 2-year stint in a foreign branch will lead to a promotion upon her return. Our career can't be put on hold. Old man, let's split up. I'll go find Yi Xiu's mother. And you go find Shenruo's family. I refuse to believe they would actually dare to do this. Why should my daughter be the one suffering while they act like nothing happened? My mom is known for her fiery personality. Back in the day, no one could out-argue her when it came to neighborhood gossip. If they take action, there will definitely be no problem. Soon, Yi Xiu called me. You Nan, you're ruthless. The whole neighborhood knows about my affair now. Didn't you bring this on yourself? Did you sign the papers? Let's meet and talk this over. Since we're getting a divorce, the assets can't be divided like this. I didn't expect that after 8 years of relationship. All you wanted was money. What else? Would you share a toothbrush with someone else? I wouldn't. I find it disgusting. That rotten cucumber of yours has been played with by her countless times. And now you're coming to me to negotiate terms. Even if it means going down in flames together, I'd rather not have a penny and ruin your reputation. Yi Xiu immediately backed down. His current company offers decent benefits. And with the tough economic climate, the company is laying off employees. He doesn't want to be among those affected. The previously assertive Yi Xiu wilted when he heard me say that, and reluctantly agreed to sign the divorce papers. They'll process the registration as quickly as possible. And I can fly back to get the divorce certificate in a month. After all this was settled, Yi Xiu looked at me with some reluctance in his eyes. Nan. Don't say anything. From now on, you and I have nothing to do with each other. See you in a month. I didn't delete his WeChat. I just wanted to see how shameless he could be. At the same time, the news that Shenrua had seduced a married man and forced the couple to divorce spread throughout the neighborhood. My dad also started with politeness before resorting to other means. Explaining the situation, Shenrua's parents even retorted, "It just shows how capable our Shenrua is." My dad was so angry that he went downstairs and handed out a pack of cigarettes, and eventually hired a lion dance troupe to play drums and gongs downstairs at Shenrua's house. To say the least. It only took a day to expose all the terrible things their daughter had done. Shenrua's account was also exposed. And Shenrua angrily cursed me as a bitch on her private account. I didn't hold back and directly exposed the bitch for crying thief. You two hooked up in the 3rd month after Yi Xiu and I became a couple. You keep talking about first come, first served. Sure, you met him first. But he didn't choose you. You two dogs were seeking thrills behind my back, deceiving me for 8 years. Now I'm just returning this piece of trash to you. And you're getting upset. I countered by posting all the details of my relationship with Yi Xiu. Even our marriage certificate. Third wheels never have a good ending. I'm waiting for your retribution. My words were like a sharp blade stabbing into her chest, tearing her heart to pieces. She didn't expect me to be so resolute. Not considering our 8 years of relationship. When Shenrua frantically called me, I was already on a plane to a foreign country. I didn't answer any of her calls and blocked her number. On the other side, Yi Xiu wasn't doing any better, because Shenrua was too arrogant and had left too much evidence before. Netizens finally dug it up, and I gave him a heavy blow. I packed up all the details of the affair and those records and sent them to his supervisor. Yi Xiu was originally up for promotion and was a backbone of the company. But he didn't expect to be knocked back to his original state all at once. At that time, I was conquering everything at the overseas branch, and I didn't have time to pay attention to them, except for going back to get a divorce when necessary. I wouldn't accept his messages or have any contact with him. Finally, a month later, I flew back to China right on time and went to Yi Xiu as soon as possible to remind him to meet at the Civil Affairs Bureau. Yi Xiu was excited when he heard my voice. "You Nan, where have you been? I can't find you anywhere. Your parents said you left and won't come back. The company also didn't say where you went. I've been looking for you for a month, and you're finally back." It could be seen that he hadn't been doing well this month. He had lost a lot of weight. His beard was unshaven. And he still had a messy bedhead in the morning. "Yi Xiu, did you bring your documents? Today is exactly 1 month. The light in Yi Xiu's eyes dimmed. Nan, can we not get a divorce? Impossible. Yi Xiu, I finally came back. If you don't agree, they'll sue you. It won't look good for you when the evidence is revealed. Let's break up peacefully. The past 8 years have exhausted all my ability to love. The moment I learned the truth, I wanted to kill you. Now you're telling me not to get a divorce. How do you expect me to face a man who cheated for 8 years? Get your documents and get in the car." Yi Xiu, with red eyes, had no choice but to take his documents and leave with me. After successfully obtaining the divorce certificate, I was about to leave when he held the car door. "You Nan, I've thought a lot this month. I know I was wrong, but she seduced me. Shenrua. She. Don't say any more. I don't want to hear it. What's done is done and can't be undone." I pushed him away without hesitation, got in the car, and left. Yi Xiu squatted on the ground and cried bitterly, but I didn't react at all. When the car reached the intersection, I couldn't hold back my tears any longer. 8 years of relationship, I had given so much to Yi Xiu. Once upon a time, I yearned for our beautiful future. I thought in my heart that he was probably the person I loved most in this life. I was a winner in life. Not only having a lover but also such a good best friend. I met Shinrua in high school. We were desk mates. And we talked about everything. Under the heavy workload. It was so rare to have a good friend who shared the same goals and hobbies with you. We got into the same university. Even the same dorm. We were inseparable for 4 years. But I didn't know she knew Yishio. If I had known she had feelings for him, I would never have accepted Yishio's confession. I thought I could just go on like this with her. But these two people closest to me and whom I trusted the most actually gave me a rude awakening. Looking back now, I was really stupid. There were countless times when their relationship went beyond ordinary friendship. But I didn't take it seriously. I thought my relationship with Yishio was close. And Shinrua was close to me. So it was understandable that she was also close to him. The key was that Shinrua acted so naturally. If I hadn't discovered the clues, I probably would have been deceived by them all along. Yishio was too timing, wanting everything. Hurting the hearts of two women. I won't defend Shinrua either. My self-righteous friendship was worthless to her. After coming out, I posted my divorce certificate. Shinrua's account had already been bombarded. Seeing the divorce certificate I posted, she called me, "You Nan, why? Why are you relentlessly pursuing me and not letting me go? Shouldn't you be asking me that? Instead, I want to ask you, why? Were all our years of friendship fake? 8 years. You were my bridesmaid at my wedding. What were you thinking that day? Watching the man you were having an affair with. Wearing a suit. Standing next to me in a white dress. Did you find it exciting or painful?" Shinrua was immediately choked up. Shinrua, we can never be friends again. Don't contact me anymore. I hung up the phone first and blacklisted her. According to mutual friends. Shinrua was miserable during that time. Netizens dug up that she knowingly became the other woman. She argued that she had known Yishio for 8 years and that I was the one who came along later. However, it was exposed that Yishio had never admitted to her and that I was his legitimate girlfriend. This time, Shinrua broke down. Our high school and university classmates also came forward, saying that I was inseparable from her back then and that we were best friends. As a result, Shinrua secretly called me a green tea BTCH and a slut, and even incited netizens to cyberbully me. Fortunately, the eyes of the netizens are discerning, and everyone knows what a mistress is and what a wife is. You Nan, don't be sad. Karma will get the BTCH. They won't have a good ending. My classmates' words made me smile it off. It's okay. They're not that important. In this month abroad, I was so busy that I didn't have time to think about them at all. Not to mention getting into a war of words. Stepping onto the plane to go abroad again. I officially let go of everything. A 2-year agreement. Only returning once in between to get the marriage certificate. The rest of the time, I was working. I didn't even forget to meet clients during my vacation. Even foreigners said I was too hardworking. I just want to do my best in the limited time I have. At the time of the divorce, Yishio gave me 80 of the property. Actually, it wasn't much. I smashed that house. There were only about 100,000 yuan in savings. Yishio gave me 100,000 yuan. With that 100,000, I started learning about investing. 2 years later, I returned to China. As soon as I landed, my parents told me that Yishio and Shinrua had gotten married. My mom sighed. Who would want someone like Shinrua? I ruined every single date she went on. Why should she get to destroy someone else's family and still think she can find true love? I kept an eye on her to make sure she didn't succeed. Her parents even lowered their heads and apologized to me later, offering to compensate me. Bah. My mom still gets worked up when she talks about it. I wanted her to be stuck with no one. But guess what? She had no choice but to go to Yishio. Now everything's just great. The two of them are married. Their lives are a mess. I knew it wasn't impossible for Yishio and Shinrua to be together. After all, Shinrua had liked him for so many years, and the two of them had no other options. So they could only lock onto each other. But I probably didn't expect my mom to be so ruthless. She would hang around their neighborhood, spreading tales of their messed-up lives. Plus, Yishio was reassigned to a peripheral department at work, and his salary plummeted, making it impossible for him to support Shinrua. When he was with me, Yishio would occasionally give me unexpected surprises, and Shinrua got some of the benefits too. After Yishio bought me a 20,000 yuan bag, he turned around and bought Shinrua one for 50,000 yuan. In Shinrua's eyes, Yishio was a promising stock, but because the scandal between them was so widespread, Yishio had no choice but to resign from his original company. He thought he could quickly find another job with his talent, but the job market was bad, and his company did a background check. The leader bluntly said he had problems with his work style, so several companies were hesitant, but he was eventually hired by a large company. At those large companies, 35 is a threshold. Yishio was already 30 when he married Shinrua, and he still had to buy a big house and help Shinrua settle things at home. Shinrua got a lot of benefits when she knew me. She also has a younger brother, and her family favors boys over girls. So Shinrua had no choice but to latch onto Yishio. The bride price alone cost him 400,000 yuan. Yishio naturally couldn't afford it, so he had to write an IOU. In short, he's still paying off the debt. My mom looked at me and smiled. Who told him not to cherish what he had? His mom even came to me before, saying how great you were. Bah, no matter how great you are, it's no use if her own son is useless. Don't worry, we'll find someone even better than him later. I smiled without saying a word. After arriving home, relatives and friends came over, all wanting to introduce me to potential partners, but I refused them all. Right now, I only want to make money. Anything else will only hinder my progress. My mom doesn't seem worried about my attitude. A good daughter is sought after by many families. Not to mention that I now have a high salary and my own money. What kind of man can't I have? At this moment, Yishio heard that I was back and came to my door. I avoided seeing him, and our mutual friends all complained about how he still had the nerve to show his face. Seeing Yishio like this, they all sighed and told me that Yishio regretted it. We all say he's not good enough for you. Nan. You must never look back. And definitely don't be soft-hearted. Some classmates secretly sent me many resumes of high-quality men. Nan. Take a look at my senior, 32 years old and still unmarried. A science and engineering guy. Good job and good personality. I'll introduce you. Nan. Take a look at the one I have here. My own younger brother. 180. 18. You know what I mean. Looking at the people around me all caring for me in their own ways, I now realize how many good intentions I rejected back then. Throwing myself wholeheartedly into Shinrua, treating her as a confidant. Later, Yishio came to me several times. I directly told Shinrua to keep her man in check. Yishio never came again. I go out into the morning sun and come home under the starry sky, seeing new scenery every day. Every day's experience is different. Just like some people, once they're gone, and new ones will naturally fill the void. My life has never lacked love.